Good evening. I believe you can hear me. I believe you can hear me. Sure, you had a great day. How was your week? Hope it was profitable. Mine was great. It was a profitable week. Ended the week in profit. It was a great week. It was a great week. How was your week? How was your week? How was your week? How was your week? Hope you had a profitable week. It's good to be here again to share my thoughts, to share my expectations with you guys. I love doing this. I love doing this. I do this for a living. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So, if there's any pair you want us to analyze, drop it in the comment space. Drop it in the comment space. Any pair you want us to analyze. You have questions on risk management. You have questions on trading plan. You have questions on strategies. Drop it in the comment section. This is going to be a wonderful session. I see a lot of good setup for the coming week, a lot of good setup, and I'm so excited to share with you guys. You have any question? Drop it in the comment space. My goal this year is to ensure that you are profitable. That's my goal, and that is why I keep showing up for the sessions. You've got to be successful this year. All that is required of you is your commitment, your dedication. That is all that is required of you. Just commit, show up for the classes. Show up for the classes. So we'll go straight to the chart, okay? We'll go straight to the chart. And as you know, we start with the major currency pairs. There are 7 major currency pairs, and these pairs are referred to as major because you're trading one of the major currencies against the United States dollar. And we have just 7 major currency pairs. We have the GBP USD, Euro USD, Australian dollar USD, USD JPY, USD CHF, USD CAD, New Zealand USD, and USD. Yeah, those are the 7 major currency pairs. Okay, so let's start with Australian dollar USD. You're welcome. If you can hear me, I want you to comment yes. If you can hear me, type yes. I want to be sure you can hear me. And I also want to know those who are participating, okay, so that I can welcome them. Okay, so we're going to start with Australian dollar USD. Let's start with Australian dollar USD. I think I've done my analysis on Australian dollar USD. Okay, you can see my analysis. I've done my analysis. Okay, I've already done my analysis, but I'm going to revisit Australian dollar USD. So I'm going to delete all this. Okay. Um, okay, so I've always told you, if you want to be a successful trader, you need to plan your trades before the market opens. You need to identify your entry levels, okay, your TP levels, the risk you're going to take on those trades. You need to, define those things, identify those levels before the market opens. It is not when the market opens you start analyzing the market. When the market opens, that's the time for execution. Okay, that's the time for execution. Okay, so let's go to the charts. So Australian dollar USD last week, let's check the weekly chart. Last week was bearish, right? Last week was bearish. It closed strongly bearish, and that is an indication that we have more bears in the market, right? It indicates that we have more bears in the market. For some weeks now, Australian dollar USD has been bearish. Okay, it has been bearish. Now, considering where price is at the moment, you can see that price just hits a strong support level. Can you see? Can you see? Price just hits a strong resistance level. This is the resistance level. At this point, it was a support and became a resistance after this candlestick closed above this resistance. I believe you know when a resistance is broken, that resistance becomes a support. So at this point, it was a resistance. This candlestick broke out from that resistance and this resistance became a support. Now, if you go back, you can see this. It was a support at this point, which became a resistance. And after this candlestick broke out from that support stone resistance, this support or this, yes, this is a support. Okay, this was a support and this support became a resistance after this candlestick broke out from this support. And this resistance became a support after this candlestick broke out. So this is a key support level because that level has acted as a support 2 times. That makes it a key support level. So the market is currently, price is currently at that support. Can you see that? So there is a possibility for price to pull back from that support. There is a possibility for price to pull back from that support. Now, before you jump in and start buying, with the formation we have on the weekly time frame, you can't jump in and start buying. Okay? You can't jump in and start buying. Before you buy, you want to ensure that there is a bullish reversal pattern on daily 4-hour or 1-hour time frame. Okay, so the first thing we've identified here is that on the weekly time frame, price is on a support level, a key support level. That's the first thing. The next thing, we want to ensure that there is a bullish reversal pattern. You must ensure that a bullish reversal pattern has formed on daily, 1-hour, or 15 minutes time frame. I hope that is clear. So let's go down to lower time frame. On the weekly, what we have here is a bearish setup. But let's go down to weekly. Sorry, to daily. Let's go down to daily. Please, if there's any pair you want us to analyze together, drop it in the comment space. So you can see on the daily time frame, few things you need to notice here, you need to identify on the daily is that at this point, this was a support. Can you see that? This was a support. You can see this was a support. And also, if you go back here, you will see that that level was also a support, right? And that support has been broken. That support has been broken, and that support has become what? A resistance. Can you see that? The support has been broken. Immediately this candlestick closed below these support levels, that level became a resistance. I hope that is clear. Now, the market or price is sitting at a support zone. It is sitting as a support zone. Okay, so there's a possibility for price to keep going down. Okay, or there could be a strong rejection from that level. Those are the two things that is likely going to play out. Those are the two things that plays out at a support zone or a resistance level. It is either price will break out from that support or price will pull back from that support. So that will be our expectation for this week. Okay, it's likely price will break out from that support or there is a strong rejection or a pullback from that support zone. So on a daily also, what we have here is a bearish setup, a breakout from a support. But like I said, if a bullish reversal pattern forms at then we'll look for a buy opportunity. So on weekly, daily looks bearish. Let's go down to 4-hour. What do we have on 4-hour? So you can see on 4-hour, price broke the supports. Okay, price broke this support. You can see we had the support on 4-hour. So this is a breakout from a support. And when there's a breakout from a support, A lot of retail traders want to jump in and start selling. A lot of retail traders will want to jump in and start selling. And when retail traders are selling, the institutions, okay, the big institutions, financial institutions would go for a buy. Okay, now this bearish move, you can see what played out here. What I think played out at this point, we had a candlestick that looks like hammer, right? This is an hammer. Then the next candlestick closed as an engulfing candle. Okay, this is an hammer. The next candlestick closed what? As an engulfing candle. Now, what would most retail traders do? What would most retail traders do after the formation of this hammer and this engulfing candle? This is an engulfing pattern. What would most retail traders do? They would buy. Most retail traders would what? They will execute a buy trade. And yes, they would have made some good profits on this trade, right? And where would they have their stop loss? Where would retail traders have their stop loss? Their stop loss will be at this low of this candle. Their stop loss will be at the low of this candle. So what I think played out here was clear on liquidity. This move, I think, was to hunt for the stop losses at this low. I think that was what played out on Friday. Also, a major news was released on Friday that favored the United States dollar. NFP, non-farm payroll news, favored the US dollar. That's another reason Australian dollar USD was bearish on Friday. Okay, so I think what they did was to hunt for the stop loss, they sweep liquidity at this previous low. And you can see the last candle on 4 hour closed bullish. Closed bullish. So for me to buy, if you want to buy, this is my suggestion. This is my suggestion. If you want to buy, if a candle closes above this broken support that has strong resistance, you can see if a candle closes above this support strong resistance, that is when you should consider buying. Okay, that is when I would buy Australian dollar USD. You can see the last 4 hour candle that closed. What happened? It tested that support strong resistance and there was a little rejection from that level. So at the moment, this tells me that the sellers will still have few sellers in the market. So I cannot jump in and start buying when there are still sellers in the market. The fact that this candle didn't break or close above this previous support on resistance, I cannot buy Australian dollar USD. This tells me there are still sellers in the market. Okay, this rejection tells me we still have few sellers in the market and there's a possibility for price to keep dropping. But if a 4 hour candle closes above this level, 4 hour or 1 hour, then I would consider buying Australian dollar USD. So for the coming week, my bias for Australian dollar USD is bullish. I'm looking for buy opportunity on GU. On Australian dollar USD next week. That's my bias. Okay, I'm not interested in selling Australian dollar USD next week. That's just my take. I'm looking for buy opportunity on Australian dollar USD. If you have any question, I hope that is clear. If you have any question, drop it in the comment space. Okay, drop it in the comment space. So the next pair we'll be looking at, and if you are buying Australian dollar USD, where is the next area of liquidity? Okay, where is the next area of liquidity? It's very important that you identify area of liquidities, okay, before the market opens on Sunday. Okay, identify those levels. So those are the areas, or those are the levels you use as your take profits. Areas of liquidity, areas where you have pending orders, stop orders. Those are the areas you use as your take profits levels or targets. I hope that is clear. So if I'm buying Australian dollar USD above 0.6518, my TP will be at 0.6609. 0.6609. That's about 90 pips profit. 90 pips profit. And if there's possibility Okay, for me to make 90 pips profit, that is, if the potential profit on this trade is 90 pips, I could afford to risk between 35 and 40 pips, between 35 and 40 pips on this trade. I hope that is clear. So that's my take on Australian dollar USD. We've spent so much time on Australian dollar. Let's move to gold. I've done my, I think I've done my, okay. Gold. What do we have on gold? What's happening on gold? Let's start with the weekly time frame. So if you joined the last week's session, I told you guys gold is still bullish. I told you guys gold is still bullish, and I gave reasons. The reason I gave was that the market has not closed below, price has not closed below the low of this bullish candle. Okay. Price has not closed below of this candle. Okay. And at the moment, it is still trading above the low of that candle. So gold, I think, is still bullish. Okay. It is still bullish. It will become bearish if this low is cleared. If a candlestick closes below this low, that is when I would consider gold to be bearish. But at the moment, it is still bullish. Now, on the weekly time frame, this is something I wanted to also notice on the weekly time frame. This is for this week. This candle is for this week. This was for last week candle, right? Now, what formation do we have here? What formation is this? This is a spinning bottom. This is a spinning bottom. Now, after the formation of a spinning bottom, you are advised to wait for the next candle to close bullish before you buy. And that is the formation we have here on the weekly time frame. Spinning bottom, the next candle closed bullish, and I think it closed above the high of this spinning bottom. It closed above the high of that spinning bottom. Let's see. Okay. So let's go to daily to be sure. Let's go to daily 4 hour to be sure a candle has closed above that high. Let's go to daily. So you can see on daily. Can you see on daily? This candlestick already closed above the high of that spinning top. That tells me there's more demand than supply. That tells me we have more buyers than sellers. That tells me that more traders are interested in buying gold. That's what this pattern we have indicates. Okay, so it tells me we have more buyers than sellers. So, and when you have more buyers than sellers, you should look for buy opportunity. You should look for buy opportunity. So next week, I'm considering buying gold. I have a buy setup on gold. Okay, so but before I buy, let's go down to 4 hour. Now you would also see that where price is at the moment, you can see if you go back here, you can see we had a support. You can see it was a support in the past. Can you see this? Where price is, we had a support zone here on. Can you see where price is now? Is a support zone. Can you see that? Can you see? It was a support here. It was a support here. It was also a support here. Resistance turn support. If you also go back here, you would see we also had a support here. So price is at a key level now, a key or a strong support level. And you can see there was a strong rejection from that support. Can you see that? Can you see that there's a strong rejection from that support? So let's go down to 4 hour. Let's go to 4 hour. So you can see the formation we have on 4 hour. This candle, you can see this is an hammer. This is an hammer on 4 hour time frame, which indicates change in trend from bearish to bullish. You can see. So on daily, we've confirmed price is at the support level, a key support level. Okay. So what I also think played out here was that after the release of NFP, what they did was to hunt for stop losses. You can see a lot of traders that have bought from this point, those who bought from this point, those who bought from this point, where would they have their stop loss? Their stop loss would be at these lows. This is where most retail traders will set their stop loss. So what they did with NFP was to sweep liquidity. Okay, so with what I have on gold, with the pattern we have on gold, I feel gold is set for buy. I feel gold is set for buy. And where would be the next draw on liquidity? The next draw on liquidity will be at this previous high. Okay. Okay. It is likely gold is going to hit these levels next week. My thoughts. Okay. But if this low is cleared, that is, if a candlestick closes below that low, there is a possibility that price will keep dropping. Okay, there's a possibility that price will keep going. There's a possibility that gold will go bearish if this low, if a candle close below this low. But at the moment, it is bullish. Okay, it is bullish based on price action and how the daily candle closed and also on how 4-hour candle closed. This is a bullish setup. Okay. Okay. So that's it for gold. I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, drop a comment if you can hear me. Drop a comment. So that's it for gold. Let's move next to GBP USD. I think I've done an okay GBP USD. As you know, GBP USD is positively correlated with gold. So if gold is bullish, there's a high probability that GBP USD would be bullish. As you can see, the pattern we have on GBP USD is similar to what we saw on gold and also Australian dollar USD. These three pairs are positively correlated. By that, I mean 70 to 75% of the time, all these pairs move in the same direction. Okay, these pairs, they move 70% of the time, they move in the same direction. Okay, so let's just analyze GBP USD. Let's start with the weekly. So if you look at the weekly time frame, you would see that GBP USD has been in a range for some weeks. For some weeks, GBP USD has been bearish. Okay, sorry, it's been in a range. Okay, so we had, this is the okay low and high of this range. Okay, this is the low and high of that range, and you can see price is currently at a support level, right? It's currently at a support zone. Can you see the supports? Can you see it? Can you see the supports? We had a resistance here, resistance which became a support, and also at this point we had a resistance. We also had a support here, resistance turn support, support turn resistance. You can see. So price is currently sitting at a support zone. And if that support zone is broken, then we should expect more bearish move on GBP USD. Okay, if that support is broken, we should expect bearish move on GBP USD. But I'm interested in buying GBP USD this coming week. I'm interested in buying GBP USD. So what are the things I would look out for? Since price just hits a support level on the weekly time frame, like I said, when price hits a support level, it's likely price will break out or pull back from that level. And if price will pull back from that level, there has to be a bullish reversal pattern would form at that support zone. That will be the right time to buy GBP USD. That will be the right time to execute the trade. Okay, a bullish reversal pattern should form on lower time frames. Let's go to daily. So you can see daily. Yeah, you can see the support clearly. Can you see it? You can see the support clearly on daily. Can you see the support? It's very clear. on the daily time frame, right? You can see the support very clear, right? You can see that on daily. So for some time, like I said, GBP has been, it's been bearish. It's been bearish. Okay, now that it's sitting at the support, there is a high probability for it to pull back. Okay, it could be that that bearish move was just to clear stop losses, clear liquidity. Okay, as you can see, we had several stop losses at these lows. Okay, so it could be that it just hunted for the stop losses at these lows. Okay, so let's go down to 4 hour. So you can see on 4 hour, the last 4 hour candle closed bullish, closed bullish. Okay, it closed bullish. So what am I looking out for on GBP? I want to see price. I want to see price close above this previous support zone resistance. Okay, I want to see price close above that previous support zone resistance. I hope that is clear. Price must close, a candle must close above that previous support or resistance before I would buy. Okay, if price does not close above, I won't buy GBP. So it's either price closes above or there is a breakout, but I'm not interested in selling GBP this coming week. I'm not interested. I'm looking for a buy setup. Okay, and the buy setup will be confirmed above 1.2652. 1.2652. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Let's move to the next pair. USD JPY. So I think USD JPY is set for a sell. I think it is set for sell. I think USD JPY is set for sell. And let me tell you why I'm considering selling USD JPY. Let's start with the weekly. So you can see what we have on the weekly. Last week candle closed as a doji. Last week candle closed as a doji, which indicates change in trend from bullish to bearish. Okay, which indicates change in trend. Now, this week candle closed as an angry man. This is an angry man. Okay, this is an angry man, and the angry man indicates change in trend from bullish to bearish. So this is a strong bearish reversal pattern. Okay, so first I want to identify the high of that doji. Okay, so I think what played out last week was draw liquidity. Okay, they might want to hunt for the stop losses at these highs. As you know, a lot of retail traders would have jumped in selling after the formation of this doji. And where would they have their stop loss? Their stop loss will be at this high. So they might want to hunt for the stop losses at this level before pushing price down. If you also go back here, you will see that that level was a support stone resistance in the past. Can you see that? It was a support stone resistance in the past. Okay, so I'm considering selling USD JPY next week. We could also apply Fibonacci 2. Okay, if we take it from this swing high, let's apply Fibonacci. If we take it from this swing high to swing low, you will see that price is currently at a premium level. Can you see that? Price is currently above level 50, which is a premium level. Okay, so at premium, you should be looking out for sell opportunity. At discount, you should look out for buy opportunities. You should look out for buy setups on when price hits a discount, and sell when price hits a premium level. Price is currently at a premium zone. Okay, so that's the reason. Then where should we aim for? A fair value gap was created on this weekly time frame. A fair value gap was created. So there is a possibility for price to hunt, okay? There's a possibility for price to pull back to fill this gap. So if you are selling USD JPY next week, you could set your TP at this level, okay? Okay, this could be your maybe second or third TP, because at first we have area of liquidity at this low of last week candle. There are a lot of stop losses at this level. They might want to hunt for that. So that could be your first TP. That could be your first TP. Okay, that could be your first TP, because the truth is that the market might not get to this level next week. This is about 500 pips, about 500 pips. So the market might not deliver 500 pips next week. So this could be your first TP on USD JPY. So that is it on the weekly time frame. Okay. If we also apply, let's apply Fibonacci from the swing low. This is the most recent swing low to the current swing high. Okay. So price is at premium now. We want price to pull back to discounts, and at discount we have a fair value gap. Can you see that? We have a fair value gap at discount. So sorry, at premium, sorry, discount. Yeah, we have a fair value gap here. So price is likely going to drop to this level, but I'm not sure deliver that this coming week. Okay, so this could be your first target for the week. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Any question? Any question? I hope you're following. I hope you're following. Let's move to the next pair. That's it for USD JPY. My bias for USD JPY this coming week is bearish. Okay, which other pair? Which other pair? USD card. USD card. Let's start with the weekly time frame. So on the weekly, what do we have on the weekly? What do we have on the weekly? You can see that we've had several bearish reversal pattern candles. Can you see? This indicates that the buyers are becoming weaker. Okay, the buyers are becoming exhausted, and there's a high probability for price to change its direction from bullish to bearish. Okay, so what we have here is a bearish reversal pattern on the weekly. Another thing you need to take notice of is that we had a resistance here. Can you see this? Can you see this? So price just tested a resistance zone. Can you see? And at that resistance zone, we have a bearish reversal pattern. Can you see that? So if you are considering buying, price must break this zone. That is when you will consider selling. Okay, sorry, buying. A candle should close above this zone before you consider buying. But at the moment, I think the sellers are showing up strong in the market, and that's because we can see we have a bearish reversal pattern on this time frame. Let's go down to daily time frame. What pattern do we have on daily? So you can see on daily, so on daily, you can see price just tested this resistance zone, support zone resistance, okay, on daily time frame. I think if you go down to lower time frame, there might be a fair value gap. Okay, I think a fair value gap was created after the formation of this bearish candle. Okay, if you go down to 4-hour or 1-hour time frame or 15-minute time frame, you might be able to identify a fair value gap on lower time frame. So let's see what we have on daily at that point. Let's see the formation we had on 4-hour. So you can see what we had on 4-hour. Can you see what we had on 4-hour? Can you see what we had on 4-hour? So I think price pulled back. Okay, I think the current pullback was to fill this fair value gap. We have a small, I think a small fair value gap here, a very small fair value gap. So I think price might want to fill this small fair value gap. Okay, I think price is likely going to fill that gap before USD would USD card will go bearish. Okay, that's my thoughts on USD card. And you can see how the 4-hour candle, the last 4-hour candle closed. It closed as an hanging man, which indicates change in trend. So I'm expecting more bearish move on. That's my expectation on US. I hope that is clear. That is clear. So I'm expecting more bearish move on USD card. Let's move to the next one. Look at one or two more pairs. Then we hand down to ninth session. Okay, which other pair having two? Okay, Euro USD. USD. Euro USD is positively correlated with gold. Okay, so what do we have here on Euro USD? If we start with the weekly, you can see the pattern we have on Euro USD is similar to what we have on GBP USD, also similar. So you can see Euro USD has been bearish for weeks, right? It's been bearish for weeks. Okay, so I think it's aiming for this support. That could be the next target for Euro USD, this support. So when price hits this support, we should look out for a bullish reversal pattern. Okay, we should look out for a bearish reversal pattern on, oh sorry, a bullish reversal pattern. Immediately price drops into this zone. Okay, we look out for a bullish pattern at this zone. Okay, before we buy, based on the weekly pattern, this Euro USD is still bearish. Okay, it is still bearish. But if price drops into this support and a bullish reversal pattern forms at that zone, there's a strong rejection from that zone, then we should consider buying. You can see this is a support here. Go back here, you would see it was a support here. If you go back here also, it was a resistance on support. Okay, so that level has acted as support several times. Okay, and as you know, in technical analysis, we believe history always repeats itself. What has happened in the past has a high probability of repeating itself in the future. Okay, so let's go down to daily. So on daily, you can see there was a breakout. Can you see there was a breakout from a support? So if we go by daily pattern also, this is a bearish setup. Okay, this is a breakout from support. So before you buy, you have to wait for a candlestick to close above 1.0812. A 4-hour candle should close above that level before you consider buying. At the moment, going by the pattern we have on weekly and daily, we still have more sellers in the market. The bears are still in control. The bears are still in control. But I will not advise you take a sell trade on Euro USD. If you had wanted to sell Euro USD, you should have entered sell from this point. This would have been the best entry for Euro USD. So this is the level you would have entered sell. So if you had not executed sell at this point, it will not make sense to start selling at this point, because if you do, you'll be taking a much higher risk. Okay, your risk will be high, which will not be good. Okay, so if you haven't considered selling, you should wait for price to pull back. Wait for price to pull back. You could apply your Fibonacci, take it from this swing high to this swing low. Okay, take it to this swing. This is the current swing low. Okay, so you want to see price pull back to premium before you sell. You cannot sell at the current market price. Even if you work with the previous swing high and swing low, if we work with the previous swing high and swing low, which is this, from this swing low to this swing high, you can see price is at discount. That tells you that there's a high probability for price to pull back from that level, because price is at what? discount, you can see that it is below 50. Price is below 50. Okay, that tells you that a lot of traders are likely going to start buying Euro USD. And when a lot of traders are buying, you don't want to sell. Okay, you should also buy. I hope that is clear. So Euro USD at the moment looks bearish, but I'm looking for a buy setup. And like I said, I want to see what price will do or the pattern that will form when price gets to this support zone. Okay, so let's go to the next pair. Okay, let's just see what we have on 4 hour. So on 4 hour, you can see the candle closed as inverted hammer, right? That's an inverted hammer, and there was a breakout from this support. So to real most retail traders, that will be a breakout from a support, and when there's a breakout from a support, retail traders will want to sell, right? This looks like a break and retest, right? A break from a support, and this candlestick retested that support or resistance. So most retail traders will see this as break and retest, and they would want to sell. Okay, but you should also know that this could also be a false breakout. It could be a false breakout because we had liquidity that was cleared at this point. Okay, so it could be a false breakout. The reason this breakout occur could be because of this low, because of the liquidity at this low. Okay, so but before we jump in and start buying, we want to see price pull back above these levels. That's my take on Euro USD. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. So let's look at one more pair before we end this session. Wow, been here for over 42 minutes. Okay, let's look at one more pair. Each other pair, we've looked at all the majors, right? Let's just look at okay, let's look at Euro Aussie, one of my favorite pair. Let's look at Euro Aussie. So on a weekly, we'll start with the weekly time frame. What do we have on the weekly? So you can see last week candle closed as a doji, and this week candle closed as looks like an angry man. Okay, so last week we had, this was the high of last week. So I think this week that just ended, I think what they did was to clear liquidity at that previous high, last week high. So I think what they did was to just clear liquidity. So there's possibility for price to start pulling back from that level. Okay, there's a possibility for price to start pulling back from that level. So so let's go to daily. What do we have on daily? So the last candle on daily also closed. Friday candle closed as an angry man. Closed as an angry man. Okay, and you can see there was a resistance here on the daily. Price tested that resistance, and there's a rejection from that. You can see that was on Thursday, there was a strong rejection from that level, and the next candle closed as an angry man. So if Monday candle closes bearish, that will be an indication that sellers are showing up strong in the market, and you might want to consider selling Euro Aussie. Okay, for us to buy Euro Aussie, if you are considering buying, you want to ensure that price breaks this high. You want to ensure that price breaks this high if you are considering buying. But with this setup we have on the daily time frame, for me, this is a sell setup. It is a sell setup. This is an angry man. Okay, but this is a bullish angry man. We can't just jump in and start buying Euro Aussie or start selling. We want to ensure that the next candlestick closes bearish, which will be on Monday. We want to ensure that Monday candle closes bearish before we start selling Euro Aussie. My bias for Euro Aussie this coming week is bearish. I'm looking for sell setup. I'm not interested in buying Euro Aussie. Let's go down to 4 hour. So you can see on 4 hour, The last candle closed bearish. It closed bearish. Also, I think after the formation of this candle, this bearish candle, I think after the formation of this bearish candle, if we go down to 1 hour or 15 minutes, it is likely a fair value gap was created after the formation of this bearish candle. So it could be that this bullish move was to fill that gap. My thoughts. Okay, we've not gone to 1 hour 15 minutes, but we're going to do that in a few seconds. Okay, so it could be that this bullish move was just to fill the fair value gap on 1 hour or 15 minutes. So let's go to 1 hour. Let's go to 1 hour. So you can see on 1 hour, okay, let's go to 15 minutes. Let's go to 15 minutes. Let's go to 15 minutes. I'm sure there's a fair value gap. Let's go to 15 minutes. Okay, so let's see on 15 minutes. Do we have a fair value gap here? Okay, we had a fair value gap here. We had one here. I believe you can see this. We had a fair value gap here. This was one. Okay, this was a fair value gap. And I think we have a very small one at this point. I think at this point, let's see. Okay, we had one here too. Okay, so that could be the next target on Euro Aussie. Okay, that could be the next target on Euro Aussie. Okay, so yeah, so that could be the next target on Euro Aussie. Okay, that could be the next target. So if you decide to sell Euro Aussie, your stop loss must be above this level. Your stop loss must be above this level. Your stop loss should be the high of this candle. If you decide to sell Euro Aussie on Monday or Tuesday, but it's likely they want to fill this little gap before pushing price down. That is likely going to play out on Monday. That is likely going to play out on Monday. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. So let's go to 1 hour. What do we have on 1 hour? So you can see on 1 hour, we've had spinning top, spinning top. This is indicating that the buyers are becoming weaker. Okay, this indicates that the buyers are becoming weaker and sellers are showing up strong in the markets. Okay, so these patterns we have here indicate that there's a possibility for price to start dropping. Okay, there's a possibility for Euro Aussie to go bearish. Okay, so I think that will be all for today's session. We've looked at all the major currency pairs and also some cross currency pairs. Okay, so I'd like to take your questions if you have any. Do you have any question? If you're yet to subscribe, is this your first time participating in this session? Please ensure you subscribe to the channel and also do like the stream. Do like the stream. If you're getting value, you should like the stream if you're getting value from this session. Do you have any question? Do you have any question? Do you have any question? I would have to end the session if there are no questions. Do you have any question? All right. I appreciate you for your participation. I hope you got value from this session, and I wish you a great weekend. And most importantly, I wish you a profitable trading week. Pray that next week will be a profitable week. If you experience losses this past week, everything you have lost in the market, I believe next week you're going to recover everything. Like I've always advised, don't rush the market, don't over leverage, ensure that you're trading with a plan. Okay, ensure that you're trading with a plan. Don't, um, for every trade you execute, ensure you use stop loss. Trading is a game of probability. Any trade can go against you, and you don't know which of the trades that would go against you. Even if you have a 70 or 80% winning rate, you don't know which of the trades will go against you. So you need to ensure that you stick to your risk management rules. Very important. Okay. Thank you very much once more for your participation. I wish you a wonderful night.